Good evening, everybody. Serbia and Great Britain will wrap things up in the qualification for the quarter-final stage here in Women's EuroBasket 2023. We're inside the Stočelina, and both Serbia and Great Britain coming off losses in their final group games, which leaves them facing off this evening in the nightcap game to decide who will play Belgium in the quarterfinals. Here's the schedule for the qualification for the quarterfinals. The Czech Republic, Montenegro and Germany are already through, and will it be Serbia or Great Britain who make up the quarterfinal stage of EuroBasket? Shona Thorburn, Shona, both teams coming off losses, both teams disappointed in those losses, have got to pick themselves up and try and get the win to face Belgium.
Yeah, you said it. They had yesterday off, so I'm sure a lot of it was film, practice, preparation, how to get their teams ready to play in this all-important game. I mean, if Great Britain can get a win here today, it would be an upset, let's be honest. To not see Serbia in the quarterfinals, I think would be a disappointment, even though this isn't as strong of a Serbian team as we have obviously seen years past. But I mean, these are the past silver medalists. 2 years ago, Serbia gets silver. Great Britain, you know, they've had moments where I thought they have looked great, and then moments where you kind of see the inexperience and they're missing some veteran leadership. Just inconsistent play, but the one consistent thing Great Britain has done every game is offensive rebounding. And trust me, I think it's something that they're going to need to do tonight. Give themselves second, third opportunities, and hopefully get 2 points out of those opportunities.
Well, a lot of the inexperience, yes, but you've got Tebi Benley, former EuroBasket All-Star, when Great Britain went all the way to the semi-finals and the bronze medal game. And that game was against Serbia. Serbia secured the bronze medal then. The Serbian team didn't disrupt it. A few injury issues. Aaron Gajic was absent for the first 2 games. But under Coach Malkovich, we thought they'd got back on track, and then Hungary upset them.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to Hungary. I thought they played an excellent, almost a perfect 40-minute game to upset Serbia. Serbia, I can guarantee you that yesterday's practice and film session probably were not easy if you know Coach Malkovich. Then again, they're so good defensively, and that's why they always give themselves a chance to win in games, especially in tight games. I really think they're not as skilled as years past, but defensively, they get out, they steal the ball, and they're very good at converting those steals into fast break points.
Well, we can talk about the excellence of that Serbian defense more after the national anthems of both countries, and we'll start with the national anthem of Great Britain. While coaches and players will exchange the mementos at halfway line, national anthems, and exchange these mementos just add to the national team experience, set it apart from any other competition you'll ever play. Let's have a look at the third team that will control this evening's game. The three referees, Ariana Chica Monero, Luis Castillo, and Guitaras Nachulis. The first two officials from Spain and the third official from Lithuania. Their teamwork, we always say their teamwork shown is as important as the players on the floor. We're going to get a look at the starting lineup for Great Britain. Are they going to be able to take care of the basketball against the, you could argue, the strongest, most aggressive defensive team in the competition?
Yeah, I know. I mean, Holly Winterburn playing out of position. We've talked about her all tournament. She's having to play point guard for them. I think Sydney Wallace and also Kiki Herbert-Harrigan are going to have to help bring up the ball, because this Serbian defense is going to hound Winterburn all game long, and someone else needs to do it. And, you know, maybe it's you go to your post players like that woman right there, Tammy Fag-Bentley, who has been superb for Great Britain in almost every game she has played. I mean, even in the past, I'm not just talking about today. So over 17 points. You said it, the last time GB made that big run, it was because of her. And Chamber Puseta, he's got to get the ball to her early and consistently, in my opinion.
And if she's the release, then you would hope, although against most teams she would have time, but against this team, and we're going to see the starting lineup, all five people are all over the floor, and they will go after the basketball as hard as anyone does. They will reach, they will try. And just not forget, like all their points, 23 points off turnovers. That's a ridiculously high number. Yeah,
12 steals a game, like you said, and scoring over 20 times off of that. So what the good news is for me is number 33, Tina Kreisnig, is back in the starting lineup. She didn't play for them the other night in their loss to Hungary. Yvonne Anderson, she's consistent. You know, Servin Dekic, she missed the first two games. Hasn't really seemed like herself. I imagine she getting the start tonight, you expect a little bit more from her. As I mentioned it, Anderson, she has been superb for them. 14 points, shooting over 80% from the free throw line, and also getting her teammates the ball with 3.7 assists. She needs a big game as well.
Well, Coach Malkovich in the press conference, in fact, all three press conferences, has talked about the mistakes her team is making. And their defense has been able to make up for those mistakes until they came up against a very accomplished and skilled Hungarian team. So the place in the quarterfinals at stake. Belgium, who've looked unbelievably good in Tel Aviv, are the team. But have they played a physicality of Great Britain or a quickness and aggressiveness of Serbia? Well, as we get into the TSO countdown to tip-off, only the end of this game will tell which of these teams will make it not only to the quarterfinals, but staying alive with a chance to qualify for the Olympic Games. 2 out of the 3 games played against Great Britain. Great Britain lost in the 3 games, won the first one in 2013. But if you remember back to 2013, that was the announcing of Serbia on the world stage. Made the top 8, and then 2 years later, gold medalists.
And there you see it, Great Britain not shooting a great percentage. I think a lot of times our post players step out and shoot threes when maybe we need to get the ball inside to them. But like I said, if you're going to shoot threes, at least go crash the offensive boards, and that is something that Great Britain is excellent at doing. It's going to be a big task asking, you know, maybe a shorter Serbian team to box out consistently, because not only are they aggressive, but they're also very athletic. Great Britain, you know, maybe a shorter Serbian team to box out consistently, because not only are they aggressive, but they're also very athletic, Great Britain, and that's why you see them coming up with so many offensive rebounds.
And the other thing, they do get contributions out the bench. Great Britain has struggled to get anything like many contributions off the players on that bench. Can Great Britain take care of the ball? Can Serbia, from their defense, generate their offense? Probably the 2 biggest questions as we get ready for the final game of the qualifications for the quarterfinals. Well, here we go then. Welcome everybody. It's the nightcap game here in Ljubljana. Serbia in the white, Great Britain in the blue. And for one of these teams, the journey in EuroBasket women continues. The loser goes home. And we're on the way. And the ball will go back to Great Britain. I believe think it came off Fagbenle. Gave the referee what can only be described as a acquisitive look.
I think she knew it didn't go off her mark.
Fagbenle will inbound. And the Grimway will always be available to release. And there you go, straight off the bat. Chano straight after Winterburn. He plays through the contact, little floater off the glass, doesn't get it to go. Tries to pulls down the rebound. Decision to go might not have been a problem, but he's got to execute it. Serendakic in the post. Tries to go quickly against the bigger player. The baseline pass is broken up. And you've probably seen the issues that both teams are going to have on the first two possessions. Fagbenle to the hoop for two. Super decision.
Yeah, what I loved about that is Winterburn got the ball. She had pressure. Quick out, not even outlet pass, but, you know, pass up the court to Fagbenle. Fagbenle, you know what, don't take any time, attack the basket in that scramble type defense by Serbia.
Shadow goes inside, Kleisnik. Little fade away with a left hand, sweet little jump hook.
She's so talented, and they really did miss her in that loss against Hungary 2 days ago.
Winterburn attacks Shadow, which is I think she's going to have to do. Wallace, who's had a look at something from the perimeter very early in every game. Fagbenle decides to put it up and fills up the three from deep. Temi Fagbenle, as you said before the game, never does a bad one for Great Britain.
No, never. And a good job there. Her first 5 points for herself and Great Britain. She can spread the court. You just don't want her to have to rely on shooting from outside.
So that's Harrigan made to change the shot. Winterburn in transition. Gets it going early. They're going to change the angle. Fagbenle needs it and gets it. Takes the turnaround. Doesn't get it to go. The Grimway can't keep it alive. And Anderson has it in transition. Going all the way off the glass for two. Again, Harrigan makes a change the shot. And again, you can see the issue. A lot of long GB defense to go over. Winterburn in the half court. Tempo of the game pretty quick to start with. Wallace. Grimway will move it on. Winterburn finds Harrigan. Gonna have to put this up. Takes the tough free. Doesn't get the roll. And Anderson gives it up. Serendakic in transition. And the issue for Serbia on the first 2 or 3 possessions clear. Going over the bigger GB defense. Anderson is going to play it on the floor. Gets deep, protects it well. Can't finish though, and again had to change the shot. Wallace in transition, that comes off Serendakic' foot. Unfortunately for Great Britain, fortunately for Serbia.
Well, pretty good looks for Serbia, just not finding the rhythm yet. Their shots, I think they're good takes though, and they're going to start to see a lot of those shots go in. And here Fagbenle, Serendakic is just going to stay that far off. Obviously, she's going to shoot.
I think Winterburn must have some form of little scratch or something, getting some immediate treatment. If you've got blood, you have to leave the floor. Gale has it. Wallace off the down screen, foul line, stops, pops, put it up, is long. And Anderson with an opportunity to push. Doesn't need a second invitation, needs a pass. Right, a nice pass. I think on the inside is fouled by Wallace. And GB have to do a better job at matching up.
Yeah, especially with Serbia, you know, they're smart. They're smart basketball players. I said maybe a little less talented, especially offensively, than we've seen in the past years, but they're still smart. They know how to play the game like many Serbians. And if you don't get back and find your man, they're going to find the mismatch very quickly.
Well, Winterburn's going to come back, but Wallace is going to step out. We're going to leave Gale in the game. Great Britain with a 5-2 lead, 3 minutes in. Juranovic will find Anderson. Turns down the ball screen, will get it on a reposition. Drops it inside. Fagbenle helps. Kreisnik has to change the shot again. Great work on the glass. But the ball goes out of bounds, and with 0.4 of a second on the clock, Serbia have to try and manufacture something.
Yeah, 0.4, they're gonna have to tip it in. So great defensive possession in general there by GB.
Ratzik gets it away, doesn't hit anything, so that'll be a 24-second violation. The misses from the inside, really more about the pressure from Great Britain than anything else, you think?
Great Britain, not a huge shot blocking team, but they are long and athletic in the inside. You have Herbert Harrigan, Anigwe, and Fagbenley. Maybe they don't get blocks, but they definitely adjust your shot and your shot attempt.
Great Britain's backcourt frailties against the pressure exposed on that one. They just mishandled and then didn't play composed. Here's Anderson. Serbia get the turnover and look to score. Fagbenley says, no way that's happening. Winterman gets down the floor. Fagbenley stops and pops and was a little bit in two minds, but going way off the glass, doesn't get it. Fagbenley with the offensive rebound. Winterman pops up, thinks about it, goes inside to Ogwenwe. Going to work in the post, steps through, but is fouled. And what we talked about before, we've seen the problems and the strengths of both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, offensive rebounds is going to be so critical for Great Britain if they want to win today, and coming up with steals and forcing turnovers for Serbia, and it's exactly the way the game is going.
Harrigan off the screener action. Winterburn takes the ball screen. Soft show, so she turns the corner and kicks. Ogwenwe for three is off. Winterburn picks it up, but throws up a poor one. Don't know why she went straight back up. She had a 10 seconds, a reset of 14. Fagbenley, Winterburn goes baseline. Needs a pass. And Gale will deflect that out of bounds. Ball hit the ring, but Great Britain were active on the glass.
I think, you know, Winterburn, in my opinion, she's given up two shot opportunities. And I felt like she has started slow every game, not looking for her own shot. For me, you need her to score.
Yep.
She has a quick release. She doesn't need a lot of time, especially if her feet are set.
Anderson steps back, mid-range two is good. Anderson knocks it out of bounds. Winterburn will now step out of bounds. Wilkinson will check in for Harrigan for Great Britain. Gal has it, guarded by Anderson. Wilkinson outside will put it on the floor. Ogwenwe rips it through. Winterburn goes through and kicks. Wilkinson for the open two is way short.
I like that offensive possession. I like the handoffs. I like the speed.
The long two is no good. And Serbia getting no joy on the glass at all at the moment. Winterburn has it. Gal off the screen. Fagbenley will hand off to Winterburn. 7 on the possession. Winterburn to Fagbenley. Puts up the three, is short. And will foul on the glass. I mean, Serbia have done an excellent job stopping any sort of real post-up options and have forced Great Britain to take threes. Yeah,
they have, and you know, that's what worries me a little bit, because Great Britain, not a great three-point shooting team. Yeah, can you spread the floor and get out every now and then, but they're only shooting 30% from three. They attempt 22 a game. It's nothing crazy, but for me, you know, okay, Temi, yeah, you hit one. I also think she could shot fake and drive. People have not consistently stopped her when she has decided to drive to the basket.
That's a great point. I think it's one of the things that ask the Serbians to do that, perhaps. Here's Anderson, who's already becoming a factor. Tough shot off the glass, and again the shot change. Wilkinson gets the rebound, and Winterburn has it. 4.5 to go, and it's 5-4. Wallace, ball's deflected out. Great Britain will have it on the end line. Both teams struggling to get into any offensive rhythm. We thought this would be a tough battle, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it's 4-5, absolutely. I knew it was going to be, you know, like you said, a battle, a grind. But I think both teams missing some easy shots.
Yeah. Winterman still refuses to look for an option on that play. Wallace has to step back for the tough three, is long. Great work by Jovanovic on the glass. Giving up a little size on Wilkinson, but comes down with a defensive rebound. Jovanovic, Anderson lifts, goes back to it. 10 on the possession. Nogic is long, hits the top of the backboard.
A little out of sorts there by Serbia offensively, as you saw Anderson a little bit frustrated because it looked like her teammates didn't know what they were running. And that's not, you don't see that from Serbia a lot.
No, you don't.
They're usually kind of a well-oiled machine.
So Sink goes to Fake Bentley, and Fake Bentley's doing a really nice job for Great Britain at being the release against pressure. He gets it back to Wilkinson. He overpasses that. Iri Ozzy Mamodu in the game for Great Britain.
Well, it was a good read. They were getting ready to step out. It was a nice slip. Just, you know, that kind of a pass, it needs to be a perfect pass.
Yeah. And Bakic puts it on the floor, tries to go at Fat Benley, penetrate kicks. With another missed shot for Serbia as Stankovic comes up short. Wilkinson, Winterman floats in the lane.
Definitely a tough scoring game.
It stops and pops, can't get it to go. Modi comes down with a rebound. In fact, Benley leads the floor. This is the time you're looking at Winterman shooting the ball, right? There you go.
No hesitation.
Shona Thorburn caught it.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll give us some confidence. Here's Nogic outside. Can't let her get going. Serbia really desperate for someone on the perimeter to get going. Foul on the penetration. And when it's not going for you from the perimeter, take it to the ring strong. Wilkinson fouls. Serbia will go to the free throw line.
There you see Winterburn's three, and that's a good shot. And you know, the way that Serbia plays defense, they are in such a scramble, and a lot of times, you know, yeah, they work hard and they cover for each other, but people will be open. Sometimes even with just a little bit of a pass fake, and good job there, Winterburn. For me, you need to get Winterburn some easy looks, especially from the three-point range.
Waits to come in, got a provisional on the shooter, it appears. Jankovic is on the free throw line. It's a nice roll. Two for two from the line, she'll step out. Serbia up the floor as normal after the free throw. Wallace has it. Wilkinson has it. They flatten it off. That's a battle underneath. That's great defense by Krajcik. Just would not let Gwenway get position. The stop and the pop is long. Defensive rebound. Nogic will lead the break, slows it down, has a look, takes the early ball screen in transition on the reposition, stops, pops, fills it up, and Nogic has never seen a shot she doesn't like.
No, she doesn't, but a good sign for Serbia is they are shooting under 20% in this game. If Nogic can get hot, I think it'll seep off into her teammates as well. Sometimes you just need one or two players to have the ball go through, and then everyone else finds their rhythm as well.
Call is an offensive foul. Yeah. Offensive foul on the back screen. Puts Great Britain into the penalty. Serbia still have only fouled once. Krajisnik puts it down low. Nice find. Nogic puts it on the floor, gets to the lane, goes with the left hand for the easy two. And Great Britain just opened up the middle of the floor, and she said thank you very much. Turnover. Nogic goes up, and more points off of the Serbian defense. Wallace going the other way. Drops it inside. Muda goes off the glass. Doesn't get the glass, she's blocked. Ball knocked away. A lot of inexperience on the floor for Great Britain, and they panic, and Serbia again get a turnover.
Yeah, you said a little bit of inexperience. Nogic right now, you need to defend her.
Djordjevic goes to the far side of the ring, has it blocked. Great Britain are in transition. They've turned it over again, but there's a bit of football, and Great Britain will inbound the ball.
As you see Jovanovic there with the steal and the easy 2 points. You can't give up steals in the backcourt to Serbia because it's going to be an automatic points on the other end.
Wallace has it. Slices through the defense, gets to the foul line, leans back with a 1 foot for two. And Wallace says, you know, we don't have to move it. I'm going to try and tick this scoreboard over. And Serbia will try and hold for the last shot of this first quarter. That spins, tries to make the bounce pass. There's a foul on the play, and they will go to the free throw line with 2.6 seconds remaining on the quarter. Bit of a bonus for Serbia with the late foul by Great Britain. Serendakic on the free throw line. Normally an excellent free throw shooter. Foul was on Ozzy Mamodu. Picks up the first foul. Serendakic misses the first. Makes the second. GB had 2 seconds to try and get something up. Wilkinson did well in the end to hold on to it against the pressure. That's the end of the first quarter. And for 8 minutes, Great Britain in control without scoring. Serbia with 2 turnovers towards the end of that quarter. Lead this one 13-10.
Well, it definitely wasn't pretty. 13-10, you see it there. Serbia, for the most part of that quarter, except for the last few minutes, and because of some steals, got their 2-point percentage up because it was around 15, 17, 18 for a very long time. And Great Britain also not shooting the ball well at all. You know, Coach Butheta there for the last 2.5, 3 minutes really went young. I mean, you know, we saw number 0 for Great Britain, Fong Li Kui, check into the game. She hasn't played any minutes so far in this tournament. So I don't know if he's going to his bench early because it wasn't, you know, it was a tight game. They did have the lead for a little bit there and wants to give his starters, his, you know, go-to players a little bit more of a break because he knows that he's going to need them later on in this game.
possibly, but also had the youngster Aussie Momodu in the game as well. So it was a very, and Wilkinson straight out of college. So it was a young look. Obviously, there could be all sorts of reasons why. Winterburn's back for the start of the second quarter for Great Britain, as is Fagbenle, Anna Gwenway, and Wilkinson will be there with Wallace. Still waiting for Serbia to get back onto the floor. Here they come. If you want to watch these EuroBasket games and so much more other basketball, download the Courtside 1891 app. There's the QR code. So Serbia will have possession of the basketball, and it's amazing how quickly they can score once they get their defense going.
Well, it's all about their defense that leads to points for them. They've proven it all tournament long.
Novic will inbound. Jovanovic and Anderson. It's one of those ones where as players you get very frustrated, right? It's just it's not really a intentional movement, it's just people running across. And Wallace, who's just got herself going, picks up a second foul.
Yeah, which, you know, Wallace, not a lot of looks in that first quarter, but like you said, had that nice little 1 foot step back that saw the ball go through the hoop. And not sure, you know, if you're coach, do you keep her on or do you take her out and then maybe put her back in with about 5 minutes left in the second? She is someone who needs to score for Great Britain, in my opinion, especially because she is their best outside perimeter player.
You know, at times experienced players in this situation have to learn have to play with fouls.
Very true. And she's not a youngster, but she doesn't have EuroBasket experience.
No, that's true. That is true. Anderson to Jovanovic, who certainly has lots of EuroBasket experience. They go high against the GB defense. Jovanovic, Nogic, just lifts. And there's a scout report somewhere that says when Nogic catches the ball, she shoots the ball.
Yeah, and a great start for her. This is scary though. Nogic, she's someone who could easily come up and have a 30-point game for you.
Absolutely. Winterburn this time has to hand it all the way down the floor. There's a foul that time as Mina Djordjevic picks up the personal. You made a great point in that. That's the first time probably Winterburn's had to go the whole length of the floor against pressure. No pass options. Where's that pass option that was there in the first half?
Yeah.
First quarter, sorry. Fagbenle gets position, gets it deep. Looks like she wants to go up. Inside, outside. Wilkinson gives it to the corner. Wallace for three. Got it!
That's a great extra pass by Wilkinson. She was open, but she knew she had a shooter in the corner and found her partner, Wallace, for three.
Such a slower tempo game that Serbia are putting on the floor here. Anderson will take the ball screen, gets to the elbow. Jovanovic, 7 on the possession, will take the ball screen. Gwenway has to switch, they go lob. Djordjevic is going to get charged with the offensive foul. And switching defense can do that sometimes to you.
Yeah, good job there by Winterburn. Switch, stayed on top of the rolling post player.
Serbia are going to work GB every single possession. Their defense has been exceptional so far in this EuroBasket here in Slovenia. They go long on the out of bounds. In fact, Benley, great pass, 2-on-1 break. Gwenway should finish and does. That's one way to beat the press.
Absolutely, down the court with least amount of dribbles as needed.
Jovanovic gets it into the half court. He has a look at her options. Will take the ball screen. Krajnik dives. That's an excellent decision to move. Super decision. As Jankovic had a recovery. Fagbenle on her. Winterburn. Gwenway is high. Will look to reverse it, but they stick. The ball sticks. Winterburn puts it up. Is long. And Krajnik. Only big players watching this. It's a clinic at the minute. Janovic, Klasnic underneath, gets it down low. Knocked away, though, by Gwenway. Pass came from the wrong side. Here comes Winterburn for Great Britain. Benley, again is the release, and fumbles it, and again being speeded up.
Yeah, being speeded up. And this is the thing about Serbia defense. They take risks. They go for steals, but they're so good at recovering for each other and helping each other until, you know, their teammate gets back. They don't have a problem going for a steal, missing the steal. Someone else comes in and helps, and then that person who went for the steal sprints back and makes things difficult. And that's what we saw. Benley, her defender went for the steal. She went in, someone else came in and helped.
Anderson comes back and curls. We'll back it out. Guarded by Rob, just in the game for Great Britain. Chado curled and tried to make the pass. And in many ways, both teams are sort of being forced into the similar mistakes.
Yeah, true. I think, you know, this is the 4th game in 6 days?
Yep.
For both these teams. A little sloppy right now.
Serbia will physically challenge every team they play. Harrigan is the release, puts it on the floor. Guarded by Nogic, and hands it off to Rob. Winterburn, and Chado just slides off that screen, and then they turn it over with the off the floor. Serbia again, Nogic thought about it, gets it to Chado, and backs it out. 18-15, Serbia have the lead. Winterburn will be charged with the personal.
First personal foul for Winterburn.
It's not free-flowing, let's just call it that.
Yeah. We knew it wasn't going to be a pretty game.
Great Britain's sag. Anderson stops, fires up the 3, is way off. And both defenses are just taking both offenses out of any rhythm at all.
You saw Great Britain jump into his zone there on that possession. Anderson was open, but like you said, maybe not the best shot in rhythm for her.
Great Britain again beat the ball, beat the pressure by making the pass. Agwenway, Anderson comes to help. Agwenway can't finish from 2 feet. And both teams have to take those types of opportunities. Anderson in transition. Shadow puts it on the floor, tries to get inside. Klasnic for the long 2 is way off.
So 2 air balls in a row for Serbia. And I'm not surprised Coach Malkovich cannot be happy and she's calling a timeout.
Well, the pressure and the prize, pressure on both teams is immense. The prize is enormous.
Yeah. And you know, I think the most interesting thing for me right now, we got 6 minutes left in the second. Topazovic, who has been playing over 20 minutes, hasn't even got into the game.
No 10. Teramo I da rade. Znači, dole and ball down. Low post. Yep. Dole, ball, low post. Other side. Dole, other side. Moramo spustiti loptu dole. Ne možemo da se igramo na trojici. Spusti je dole, napolje, pa onda šut ili
Great
prodor.
Britain at 20% from the floor. And when they have got it deep, like Agwenway had it on before the timeout, just got to have that composure to finish the play.
Well, Coach Malkovich doesn't use a lot of timeouts during the game. She lets her team try and figure it out. I think her team are prepared going into games, so she trusts them. And we'll see how Serbia reacts after this. As there you see Nogic's energy tracker. So she's +6 for Serbia when she is on the court.
Winterburn inbounds. Benley again is the receiver and threw it back to a basket. And fortunately for Great Britain, there was a bit of a fumble. Benley beats the timeline. And Winterberg wants to get something in the half court. Gwenway on the floor, takes it off the glass. Benley clears up the mess and puts the offensive rebound back up.
Again, not the prettiest basketball, but I know Great Britain, if they want to win this game, they have to offensive rebound and get putbacks.
Krajisnik wants and gets, and that'll be an offensive foul. And I'm tempted to say that's just two guys going at it in the post, and she was able to catch it with an advantage. And did she foul? I'm not sure. I mean, Gwenway's a tough person to post up, obviously.
Yeah.
Winterberg will sit for Great Britain. Georgia Gal checks in for them. Minimal substitutions off that Serbian bench at the moment. Harrigan is the release, puts it on the floor but fumbles it. There's a whistle on the play, and that will be Serbia's 4th team foul. There's always a contingent of Serbian fans in the gym. They're all good referees as well.
Oh, it's going to be the reach in by Anderson.
Yeah. 1 point game, 5:50 to go in the half. Place in the quarterfinal at stake. Herbert Harrigan picks and picks and gets the 2 away and is sweet on the release. And Great Britain go back in front. Shadow. Dakic, guarded by Fekbenle. It's very, very static for Serbia. Chado puts it on the floor, tries to go with that bounce pass again. And Gwenway is going to be judged to have kicked that away. They're going to get a new 14 seconds. It was at 14 anyway. Almost like Serbia is just searching for something that works offensively.
Yeah, you said it. Maybe trying to force the issue a little bit too much than just letting the game come to them.
Chado, feet set, quick release, is good. Sasha Chado doing what Sasha Chado does. Will give and go. Releases the pressure for Great Britain. Gal has it, thinks about the 3 early, turns it down. Rob, guarded by Anderson, needs a pass. Harrigan lines up the 3. Nothing but string.
Yeah, good job there by her. Sometimes questioned her outside shot selection in these past games because I thought she could have got to the basket. But nice shots from her.
Sharon Dakic can't get it to go. Gwenway chases that one down. Gal gets it to Harrigan. The important thing for people now is to get Harrigan the basketball. She's going to charge, though. Just out of control in transition, and Anderson puts a body on the line and draws the charge. First foul on Harrigan, 3rd foul on Great Britain, 4:38 to go. Just out of control. Yvonne Anderson puts her body on the line.
Great job. Easy call for the referees. Feet were outside that little semicircle. Harrigan, like you said, I mean, I know she's made the last 5 points for Great Britain. She wanted to shoot it. I think she needed to, you know, really just go for an easy backboard shot outside the key or pull it out. It was a 1-on-2 at the end of the day.
Yeah. And there was some momentum for Great Britain at that point. The charge is going to give Serbia the chance to retake the lead. Great Britain up the floor now. Anderson, guarded by Rob. Chado. Anderson looks to attack it, but backs it out. Looks to get a little separation. Chado, feet set, gets overrun, stops, and hits it to Sharon Dakic, gets it back. Got to put it up. The deep 3 is no good, hits nothing. Great Britain will come down with it. Oh, almost threw it back to Chado. And Gal is fouled on the sideline and will shoot 3 throws. Serbia in the penalty.
And these are, you know, the first couple games you and I called and saw Serbia. And the referees were letting them get away with those kind of fouls, especially on the bodies, some reach-ins. And the last 2 games, you've noticed they're calling that action of Serbia defense a little bit more. As I mentioned it, said I think it's weird that Topuzovic hasn't played yet, considering she was starting before. Again, Crvendekic is back, right? Crvendekic is one of, if not the best player for Serbia. We know she missed the first 2 games of this tournament, but she was back, made her appearance yesterday, came off the bench 2 days ago, sorry, off the bench, and I'm sure Coach Malkovich wants her to, find her rhythm a little bit.
Gal makes the second of the 3 throws. Great Britain open out a 2-point advantage. Anderson will advance it, and the tempo of the game is just, it's a war of attrition at the moment. Latza gets it back with Anderson. Great Britain just, Shadow, you got to guard her. Knocks down back-to-back threes. But the zone's okay as long as you match up with the shooters. But Harrigan hands it off. Benley puts it on the floor. Turnaround, doesn't get the roll, and Blaznik again cleans up the mess. Anderson thinks about the pull-up, but it's just not that sort of game. Whistle on the play, foul on the floor. That'll be Great Britain's 4th team foul. We've seen Anderson come down the floor normally in that role and just put it up, right?
Yeah. Not shooting the ball well. Not many people are shooting the ball well for Serbia here today, but Anderson, she's only 1 of 4, and I agree with you. I think she, not looking for herself as much as we've seen in the past. I mean, she's the leading scorer for Serbia. They rely on her as far as points go. For over 14 points a game in this tournament, she has been shooting around 42% in total. That's a good percentage.
Yeah. And there's Chalo open again. This time, Winterburn just about gets enough of a hand up. Winterburn back in the game, needs a pass. In fact, Benley's again the release. Winterburn takes the ball screen, backs out. Harrigan thinks about it. It's one of those, if you're going to shoot it, shoot it. In fact, Benley off the dribble. Takes a poor one. Chance going the other. Now Anderson's at speed. Slows it up though. Goes again on the second move. Needs a pass, finds one. Great ball movement. Sovic stops, nothing. Latza. Sovic outside the 3-point line. He's way short. And that will be a Great Britain basketball with 2:30 to go, 2:31 to go in this.
And that last possession offensively for Great Britain, I was disappointed that FIBA didn't get into the post or a low post, short corner area, because she had Topuzovic guarding her. I think that has to be a matchup you have to think about going to, and you have to be aware because those things happen quickly in games. You can't call a timeout and say, hey, we got to go inside to Temi FIBA because she has an advantage in the post against Topuzovic. The players on the court, those 5 players need to be able to figure it out in the motion of the game.
Okay, Kiki, all right, Cindy, okay, Cindy goes there, Kiki there, Holly here, okay, ball to Kiki, and then Christine, screen to Temi.
We talked about the difference in bench points and starting 5 points, 13 points off that Serbian bench, only 1 point off the Great Britain bench. The starters account for 22 of the 23 points.
And Kiki here, ready to shoot the ball.
Sometimes it's a much overused stat about the quality of your bench, but when you're in long EuroBasket tournaments, you need contributions from across your roster.
Well, contributions from roster. You and I have talked all tournament long about that, how, especially for Slovakia, you need players to step up. You need players to step up and score in double figures, and it can't be 1. It needs to be 2, 3, or 4 players. And right now, really, Nogic came in. She had a good little moment for them. As far as FIBA, you need more contribution from her players. I'd love to see Wallace get going here to end the second quarter.
Harrigan outside will take the ball screen. FIBA dives, but they almost dived into the same space. Jovanic leads the break, takes it out again. That's a lift, gets Harrigan in the air, stops and pops and doesn't get it to go. Great work on the glass though. Trejo has it and reverses the basketball. Juranovic puts it on the floor, tries to step back with separation, steps through, puts it up, is way short. Savovic goes up with the offensive rebound, is blocked. And Great Britain have a 3-on-1 here if they shift it. Harrigan off the glass for 2 is good.
Well, 3-on-1, we saw again an offensive foul the last time that happened, but good body control there by Herbert Harrigan.
Harrigan has 7 in the first half. Nice move. Super move by Krajnik. Just sealed steps, it made it look very easy.
Yeah, I like this matchup, Nigwe and Krajnik going at each other, defensively, physically.
Grimway is fouled the other way because she had position. Harrigan passed the ball away from the defense, caused the contact. Grimway will go to the 3-throw line. Dragana Stankovic will come back into the game with 1:14 to go.
Absolutely for Serbia. You don't want to have Krajnik pick up her 3rd foul with 1:14 left, so no surprise that they're going inside with Stankovic here. And again, Topuzovic, she gives up a lot of height in the post, so someone's going to have to be on Nigwe and Fed Bentley. So I think, you know, whoever Topuzovic is guarding, you've got to look to post up the other one.
Yeah.
Post her up, sorry.
Well, it's going to extended minutes at the point. Stankovic in the game, wants to make something happen straight away. In fact, Bentley gets after it, just about saves it. And that's going to be a travel because she threw it to herself. Last minute of what's been a tough first half battle. Great Britain lead by 1. Winterburn will advance the basketball. Harrigan. Frank Bentley with ball screen. Harrigan goes, gets to the far side of the ring. Has it knocked away and will go to the free throw line, and good to see her attack the basket.
Yep. And not sure who the foul. Oh, Ratza.
On Ratza.
Yeah. So, you know, again, you saw Feg Bentley in the action there, who is guarded by Topuzovic. I really think, you know, you need to get her in a post action, you know, or some kind of a cross screen or a diagonal screen. Just have her post up and go to work.
Absolutely. Keep Stankovic away from the ball, as you say. And that's going to be a loose ball foul. We're going to walk down the other end. Renway claims a flop. Stankovic not really interested in that conversation. We'll step down the other end to shoot throws. Can't make the first. Great Britain could go 2 for 1. Do you think they will?
You know what, honestly, quickly inbound the ball. Obviously, Serbia are going to get up in full court press. This is what they do, especially after free throws. Quick pass, maybe get Wallace in, you know, some side of Iverson action. Have her come off the screen quickly.
Harrigan will take the ball screen, picks it up though. Worst thing in the world you can do. Recovered by Fagbenle and Harrigan between them. 6 on the clock. Winterman's got to be aware. Throws up a prayer that's not answered. And Stankovic leads it. Great Britain stop, but Ratza doesn't. She's going to get the layup for 2.
Well, it's a 2 for 1, like you said, but maybe not the 2 for 1 that they wanted.
And again, Serbia will go up the floor. Winterburn with 10 seconds to get something. Falls. Harrigan just about stays back enough. Winterburn puts it inside. Fagbenley gets it away. It doesn't drop. And at the end of a battle of a first half, Serbia and Great Britain both trying to secure the quarterfinal space. Serbia have a 29-28 advantage at halftime.
Well, Mark, we knew it was going to be not the prettiest of games, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Shooting percentages slowly going up for both teams. Neither team really shooting the ball well. It was a better second half. You know, I'm impressed that Great Britain has taken care of the ball like they have, especially against the Serbian defense. Nogic came in off the bench, really good job for them. Herbert Harrigan, she had those 5 consecutive points for Great Britain. Obviously, Temi Fagbenley, she came out strong. I think some missed opportunities, like I talked about a little bit with Great Britain. You know, they weren't able to notice their advantages on the offensive end and who they should maybe be attacking defensively. And Serbia, they just look out of sorts. They don't look like they're playing with confidence on the offensive end. And like you said, Anderson, normally she's like Speedy Gonzalez, pushing the tempo every single time she gets an outlet pass. And that's not what we're seeing here tonight.
Well, I think both coaches will have some positives in the halftime locker room, but both coaches will be concerned for exactly the reasons you said. But that one thing, the one thing is the way that Great Britain will take care of the basketball is a massive improvement on where they've been. But I, like you, I think Yvonne Anderson has had a super tournament up until now, and now it's like is it the game, or is it what is something that's got into her rhythm that really is affecting the whole of the Serbian lineup? What it's given us is a hugely entertaining and classic encounter of European basketball.
Yeah, just a quick correction. Sorry, on your screen it said that Great Britain only had 3 or 4 turnovers. They do actually have 10, and it feels more like 10. I was a little shocked.
Yeah.
But what I like, though, is that the moments that they have been able to break the pressure, it's usually been a pass, and then that defender goes and traps. But what they're doing is getting a quick boomerang pass, you know, a pass back to where they received it from, which I think is really good. And, you know, they've been able to break it and get a couple of good looks.
You need character. You need chemistry.
FIBA Basketball World Cup is the peak of the game.
It's the toughest competition in the basketball world to win.
That is why I will be there.
Because when you win for one,
You win for all.
Gonna put it on the floor. Looks the wheel. Gill needs a pass. Steps through. What a move! Hungary will take the timeout. They lead by 4.
Oh, that's how great basketball. Well, Oblak there in the air.
Montenegro, such a big part of their game against Greece. Oh, nice pass, Capsa. Boy, I don't even recognize the Spain team from what we saw the other night. Fasina takes it deep and it's blocked by Cohen. Now a little bit of words being exchanged. Love that. Cohen and Fasina. Cohen trying to get the crowd hyped as well. Spanu now. Lovely footwork. Oh my goodness me. Put that one on a postcard. That is stunning.
Beautiful footwork. Elite, actually.
2-on-1 break, no look pass. Alamanos, he gets blocked by Santucci, who is out of bounds. That's a huge play by Santucci. Sims looks to go
down the baseline again. Goes the long way. That's great hands. Quick hand by Manunga. Out in transition behind the back by Van Loo. Razamon could do everything here in Tel Aviv.
I want to see that.
He's got to put it up. And off the glass, they count the three. And at the end of the first quarter, on the back of the last second shot.
The crowd are on their feet. The noise is rapturous here. Hamzavat, and one. That is a big play in a clutch moment of the game.
And you can see how much it means to her. She fist pumps and screams. Good move from her.
Lalique has it. Goes to the ring. Oh, what a block! Oh! What a block by McGowan! And she gets the love of her teammates on that play. Well, welcome back, everybody. Great Britain out on the floor ahead of the second half of this qualification playoff. Serbia still in the locker room. That will be an interesting locker room, Tony Corbin, to be in right now.
I remember against Hungary, they didn't come out until 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the halftime. So obviously Coach Malkovich has a lot of things that she wants to talk to her players about. And, you know, it was kind of this grudge match against Hungary the other night for Serbia, and they ended up losing. They don't seem like themselves.
No. They're definitely not comfortable with what they're trying to do. It's almost individually they're having to force things. But they're back out on the floor now as we get a look at Holly Winterburn's player energy tracker. When she's on the floor, Great Britain are +6. When she's been on the bench, +7. They had that bad run at the end of the first quarter when she was sitting out. But I mean, you keep asking her to take more, to be more of a threat.
Yeah, I want her to. I love it. She wants to go inside. She wants to try and find her post players, especially. But there's times where the ball gets reversed, and I think she's open. Her feet are set. I think that's a good time for her to take a shot. I'm not asking her to pick up, bring the ball across the court with a ton of pressure, use a ball screen, and then look for herself. No. But if she gets the ball back in the offense and her feet are set, she minimum passed up, in my opinion, 3 shots. 3 good shots.
Going the other way, we said during commentary that Ivana Nogic is just a scorer. But even though she leads Serbia, even she's not really in that same flow that she's been in.
No, and those 7 points of hers kind of came in a flurry. And after that, we didn't see her touch the ball, get a lot of shots. I know Chacho, caught fire a little bit with those 2 possessions. She put up 2 quick 3-pointers. I do think that Serbia, they look uncomfortable. And for me, it has to start with Anderson. I think she's their Energizer Bunny. Like I said, she's like Speedy Gonzalez. She needs to push the tempo and get these Serbian players and teammates running with her.
Well, it was a surprise to see even Yvonne Anderson slowing down, looking to get Serbia into the half court, which is not the way they like to play, which is not the way she likes to play, as you say. One of the real positives that she was missing in that Hungary game is that Tina Klasnick was superb. 6 rebounds. That battle with Glenway was a clinic for post play both ways in terms of offense and defense. They obviously, how much they must have missed her a lot in that Hungary loss. And she is, it's the captain role as well. She's leading.
She is their best post player, hands down, but she's also one of the most experienced players that this Serbian team has. So you said it. You wonder if she played, would they have won and beat Hungary and be actually taking the day off today?
Well, there's quite a lot of traveling Serbian fans as normal in the gym. Their expectation is that they're supposed to be in the quarterfinals every year. But Great Britain, down 1, are really in this. Played each other 3 times in EuroBasket history. Serbia winning twice, Great Britain winning once. This is Great Britain's opportunity to tie it up as a 2-2 in the series. Serbia come out and press and really try, because they did get things off their defense.
We go very fast, as we said, reminder.
They've done a good job defensively forcing GB into those 10 turnovers. They do have 4 steals. That's quite a lot for a first half. I think Great Britain, when they haven't turned the ball over, they've done a pretty decent job getting back, finding players, getting in front of the Serbian players, so they're not giving them any quick, easy looks. And that's why I think Serbia just needs to play with a little bit more rhythm, maybe make things a little bit more difficult for Great Britain to get back defensively.
Well, the EuroBasket app is there for you to download. Take a picture of that QR code, find out everything that's going on in this tournament. Stats, records, everything. schedule of games for the quarterfinals. Well, we're back to the action. Third quarter, Great Britain will have a look at it in the half court first time out. In fact, Benley just gets it and tries to go. We're going to go against Djordjevic. Steps up, gets the finish, and I think Djordjevic is going to have a hands full.
Same thing I said. Topuzovic was guarding Fegbenli, and now it's Djordjevic. You got to go into Fegbenli every single time down the floor now for Great Britain.
It doesn't start. You know, maybe there's a little recurrence to that injury, or maybe just a tactical thing. Here's Anderson, puts it on the floor against the Grenway. He plays good defense. Nice pass. Stankovic moved, and no one in a blue shirt defensively did. Super pass, great finish.
Well, you said it. Krajicek is at the end of the bench there for the Serbians, and she does look like she's getting treated a little bit by the physio of Serbia. But see, you scored underneath the basket. Go do the exact same play and go post up.
Nogic, no option. Gets it back. Just disjointed, settles for the three, is fouled on that three by Harrigan. And I'll say it for you. You don't foul the jump shooter.
You see Harrigan a little bit frustrated there. I'm sure if we saw a replay, they are protecting shooters. Shooters need to be able to land where they take up from. And, you know, it did look, we're not going to see a replay, but that's okay. It did look like Harrigan, you know, tried to get that hand up and maybe walked underneath the shooter who was coming down and landing.
Well, Great Britain don't have anyone boxing out the shooter on this play.
Interesting. Now they're going.
Yeah, it's because it's a three-shot foul. Winterburn will take the shooter. Bogish misses the second. And goes 1 for 3. And that's a great free throw shooter, not making free throws. Here's Wallace. Benley comes, and Winterburn takes the handoff. Harrigan lines up the three, puts it up early, hits the front of the ring. Wallace keeps it alive. And Anderson pushes. Goes again, second move, far side of the ring. Turns it over, and that's great rotation. Wallace picks it up. Gets it off to Winterburn, and one.
I was just about to say, I like that pace that Anderson was pushing the ball with. She did come up with a turnover, but that's the way that, in my opinion, Serbia needs to play. And, you know, great job by Great Britain. They got back, they got the steal, and then they took it right at Serbia. And Winterburn said she needs to score more. Hey, if it's transition layups, go ahead.
Chogo with the personal, and Anderson with the basketball. Great Britain have the 1 point lead. This has one of those feels of going all the way. Kajo puts it inside. Stankovic, second move. Great defense by Grenway. Just stood her ground in stance. In fact, Benley gets it in transition. Guarded by Djordjevic and hands it off. Winterburn. Harrigan in the corner. Fegbenley out top.
Right now, Fegbenley needs to cut to the basket.
And the foul as Grenway goes to the far side of the ring, and Stankovic had forced her into a tough shot, then fouls her. And Great Britain getting a lot of success when they go inside.
Yeah, you said that was going to be a tough shot. She really didn't need to lower her left arm there and foul. There was no way that basket was going in.
Well, Grenway's trials, should we say, continue from the free throw line. Makes the second. Anderson. A war of attrition here in the Scocciolina in Ljubljana. Nogic drops it inside, nice pass. Stankovic tries to go to work and probably didn't do anything apart from go up, turns it over.
Yeah,
Winterburn looks long. Grenway front of the ring for two. Super pass by Winterburn, and Great Britain feeling some momentum right now.
Stankovic, really all she needed to do was catch the ball and go up right-handed, but she is left-handed and very much always wants to try and finish with her left. Missed opportunity. I think she should have had an easy 2 points.
Nogic, far side of the ring. Tough finish off the glass for 2. It's just instant offense when she's getting going. Wallace stops, puts up the 3, is off. Fagbenle's on the glass, Agwenwe's on the glass, but Djordjevic stays and clears up the mess. Anderson mishandles a little, but recovers. Drops it inside and almost another turnover. Stankovic, foul line jump shot is no good. And Serbia looks so uneasy with themselves. Fagbenle finds Winterburn, blows the layup, but Agwenwe's going to clear up the mess. Offensive foul called on the glass.
Disappointing call there for Great Britain. That was their last good job heads-up play by Winterburn, finding the post player running underneath and being able to make that pinpoint pass. Missed opportunity. Thought it was a pretty good offensive rebound.
Krajisnik is back, so the fears for Serbian fans are hopefully relieved as she is back on the floor, as is Dakic. And Jovanovic returns at the point.
And she's put Anderson to the 2.
And she may have advantage against Wallace, and she does, and knocks down the 2. And Malkovich is obviously taking this line. This is probably a much stronger lineup than starting the second half. GB start their rotations. Fagbenle comes to screen and will dive. Winterburn stops and pops and scores.
I like that shot.
Yeah.
I think that's a great shot for her.
Anderson. And Phil looks, even just automatically looks a bit more comfortable, then picks it up though. So Dakic will go long. Wallace is mismatched. And Krajisnik is fouled by Fagbenle. And that'll be Fagbenle's second foul.
It was not a lot of contact.
No. It's one of those fouls that I think officials think there's going to be contact, and the contact doesn't ever really materialize. Serbia with a lot of offense at the 1-2-3 here with Jovanovic, Nogic, and Anderson. But you keep saying it's not the Fagbenle post up, which is guarded by Krajisnik, it's the other player, right? It should be going in there.
But Fagbenle's being guarded by Servan-Dekic right now.
Then go there, right?
Thank you, especially Fagbenle.
Yeah.
You know, she's the best player. Or maybe now that, no, yes, she's being guarded by Servan-Dekic. Right here, you're Holly Winterburn, you're bringing up the ball. You got to realize this as well as your point guard.
Yeah, don't go anywhere else. Just go in the block.
Right now, she needs to be at the 45 and post her up. But it's too late. She went the wrong way.
She kicks it. Wallace drops it to Wilkins. There's only 4 on the clock. She's got to put this up. Fagbenle is not going to get it away. And lack of awareness is, yeah, you're absolutely right. Point guard responsibility, but everyone's got to know where they are, right? And Serbia dodging a couple of bullets for the last 2 possessions. Will have an opportunity to lead halfway through the 3rd quarter. Stanovic. Wallace knows how important her guarding Anderson is. Stanovic comes off the Krajisnik screen, gets to the foul line, flips it to the wing. Dakic almost throws it away. Great recovery by Gwenway, keeps it alive, no. 2.1 seconds on the end line.
I mean, yeah, it looked like Krajisnik was open, but not when you have an athletic defender like Negwe. It's a tough pass, tough look.
Anderson will screen. Krajisnik is the release, puts it on the floor, has to put away the tough one. Hits some iron. There's a whistle on the play.
It's going to go against Servan-Dekic, who was the player who ended up on the floor. Let's take a look, because the ref was saying that...
Yeah. Here you go.
I think that's a great call by the referee. Crvendekic actually had Harrigan's arm. It was almost, you know, if she wasn't going to get the foul call, there should have been maybe a flopping warning a little bit.
Here's Wallace with the basketball. Harrigan will release the pressure and turns it. No, they're going to get it back because it was deflected out. It's getting a little feisty in the gym. Great Britain will have a sideline possession with 15 seconds on the possession. Poor pass by Gwenway, but Harrigan just about recovers it. Gale has it. 7 on the possession. Gale is going to be charged with an is not going to be charged with holding foul. That's the 4th team foul on Serbia.
So if that's a foul on Jovanovic, I think she moved her feet. I think that foul actually should have gone against Great Britain as an offensive foul. Jovanovic moving, there's not much more you can do as a defender than what she did.
Harrigan now comes to the basketball and has it. Gale wants, Gale gets. Gwenway looking to post, needs it, doesn't get it. They have to skip it to Wilkinson, just about keeps it in bound, and Great Britain just holding on. Somehow Harrigan throws it at the ring, and Great Britain, Wallace knocks it away, will go to Serbia, and let's just say it's getting very messy.
Very chippy, very messy. We knew that it was going to be a grudge match.
Well, Great Britain still lead this 38-37. Nogic and Anderson combined. Klasnick with the ball screen. Anderson goes again with a second move. Far side of the ring, beautiful. Super change of direction and pace. And the Gwenway is going to throw it out of bounds. Great Britain turn it over again. Serbia have an opportunity. 1 up with the basketball. They go long for Crvendekic. Jovanovic for 3. Oh! At some point in the game, she was going to knock it down.
Yeah, heads-up play. She's the one who forced that turnover, gave them the ball back, and they go to her, and she knocks down the 3. So good job there by Jovanovic.
Harrigan outside, thinks about it, nowhere to go over pass. Everyone stands still for Great Britain, turn it over again.
And we talked about it, the turnovers for Great Britain come in flusters.
Anderson stops, pops, doesn't get the roll, but the offensive rebound by Crvendekic, and 1. Serbia on a 7-0 run with 1 to come.
Well, the more chippy this game gets, I think that benefits Serbia more than it does Great Britain, to be honest.
Great Britain take the timeout, and when you felt they had the momentum, Serbia's defense just turned them over again. And Great Britain with a timeout.
No, listen here. No, it's not that anyone who pulls the ball. The point guard pulls the ball all the time. Let's organize. We got 2 baskets because we were so disorganized. In the sideline also. What was the thing on the sideline? Ladies, we have to be with order, play on the court with order. Organize. Otherwise they kill us. They kill us. So we have to recover the control of the game. And then I said in the office, play 2, okay? We play 2, okay? Sorry, we play 1, sorry. Christine, kick inside, okay? Go for kicking, go there, okay? And all. But what is important is not to lose the ball by doing.
It's almost the issue appears not to be what they're running. This is they're struggling to pass the ball where they need to get the ball. So Chema Busettering's shot. Winterburn's coming back, which appears to be an absolute must for Great Britain.
Yeah, you feel like a lot of those turnovers happen when she is on the bench for Great Britain. And we saw the importance of her at halftime. You know, when she's on the floor, and I don't think she had a great first half, but the team was +6 when she was on the floor.
Yeah. It's an 8-0 run for Serbia, biggest lead of the game. And Great Britain have to work their way back into this. Winterburn will take the Harrigan ball screen. Rob off the bench for 3, hits the back of the iron. And the ball will go back to Serbia. It's a 15-second on the shot clock anyway, so. End line possession, Anderson has it. Anderson is the receiver. Sharon Dakic, great pass. Anderson does well to hold on. Nogic, this is going up for 3, is off. And another offensive rebound by Sharon Dakic. Consecutive back-to-back rebounds. Jovanovic doesn't get the 2. Agumwe clears up the mess.
And this last couple of minutes has been good for Serbia. You just see them playing at a different energy level than they have all game.
Harrigan outside will hand it off to Winterburn. Harrigan on the flare. Agumwe, got to put it up. Gets to the far side of the ring, can't finish the layup. And Serbia trying to hammer home the momentum. Sharon Dakic stops, puts up the 2, is no good. I just like the decision for her though.
1 on 3 almost. Didn't have any rebounders.
And this is more like Serbian defense now in the passing lane. Winterburn with no time will draw contact and go to the line, and never would be Great Britain happier to shoot free throws.
Yeah. I like the intensity, I like the intention, but just a little bit, you know, you go once for the steal, you don't get it, you don't need to go again. Just make Winterburn uncomfortable. Have them set up their offense that far away from the basket. You're winning that battle if you're having them have to start an offense, make an entry pass into whatever you know play they decided to do.
Winterburn strokes the first. Goes 2 for 2, gets into double digits, has 10 personal. Jovanovic. Keeping Anderson at 2, wide open, and misses the layup. Want to put your mortgage on it. Here's Winterburn. Rob will go away. In fact, Bentley, they're just going to try and post her up. They're going to skip it to Rob. He drops it inside to the runway with 6 on the possession. Rob turns down the jumper. In fact, Bentley has to take the 3. No good. Defensive rebound. Jovanovic has to lead the break for Serbia. Gets it back. And Serbia slow it down again. And Anderson. Krajicek with a ball screen, opens it up for Anderson. Dakic stops, Anderson for the 3. Is off, what a rebound by Sharon Dakic. And is fouled by Rob, who didn't keep her off the glass.
Well, it was a pretty good box out. It's just, you know, Rob gives up 20 centimeters.
Got to keep your hands up, though.
Yeah. Got to keep your hands up, got to have your teammates rebound down.
Absolutely.
The last offensive possession, you know, we saw Fag Bentley have to put up a 3. This is where I think Harrigan really needs to work on her game. She was at about the elbow with a dribble, and she had Nogic against her. I really think she needs to be able to create in that distance when she has a smaller defender on her. And what I mean is, I think she needs to be able to get to the basket.
Krajicek is obviously not 100%. She's really doing a phenomenal job. Misses the first. And misses the second. Agumwe will
does look like she's hobbling a little bit, especially when you see her run in the open court. But obviously she knows how important this game is for Serbia. Coach knows how important it is. This is what I want to see.
Benley bullies her way to the ring, and it's that easy. Why doesn't it go there every time? If she gets double teamed, she'll throw it out.
Yeah.
Moves in, Nogic. Isaac doesn't want it. Now she'll come out. You're right, she's hobbling. She's hobbling. Nogic spins, goes back to the tough two, doesn't get it to go, and the ball will go back to Great Britain. And Krajnik will have the opportunity to sit now as Stankovic steps back in. Stankovic is probably going to have to come up with a huge performance for the rest of the game. 6.8 seconds on the quarter. And Wallace returns after sitting down for a long time. More than enough time to go all the way down the floor, especially now Winterburn has it with a head of steam. Got to make a good decision. Agwenwe is fouled and will have to make them from the free throw line. And there's a, yep.
I know there's 2 shots coming up because of this Stankovic foul, and good call by the referees, but the reaction slapping the ball, I'm surprised didn't get a warning, or maybe she got a warning. I thought it's a technical when you do that, but I could be wrong. I'm a commentator, not a referee.
And the reason it should be is that next time someone does it and gets one, they're going to say, why didn't that person get one?
Yeah, you're right.
You create that rod for your own back as an official. Agwenwe goes 0 for 2 for the free throw line. Stankovic hugs it like her life depended on it. And the free throw woes for Great Britain continue. At the end of the quarter, Serbia lead at 45 to 42. This is going to the wire.
Well, look at that. You talked about it. Look at those free throw shooting for both teams. 50% for Serbia. Great Britain 62. Whoever loses this game, you'd hate to look back and look at your free throw percentage and say, wow, is that a possibility why we lost the game? You know, missed opportunity in my opinion. Okay, I know you're only down 3, but imagine you're just going down 1 into the 4th quarter. It's almost like a tied game. It's anyone's game the last 10 minutes. But I really feel that way. We saw Great Britain come out, have a great first few minutes, and then Serbia, the energy changed. They picked up their intensity, got a couple offensive rebounds and 1 steals, knocking down some 3s, and you just saw Serbia basketball. But it hasn't been continuous. They haven't put together a lot of minutes. There's been surges. Do they have enough? 10 more minutes. Great Britain, can they continue to stick around and give themselves a chance at the end of the game? Possibly.
It's too close to call. That's the definite thing. It's too close to call. How much do we think? We don't know, but without Kleisnik, how big a huge a factor is that going to be?
She's back. They know how important it is. She knows how important it is. They can get a win. She'll have a day off tomorrow. I'm assuming that's going to be a treatment recovery day for her if they can pull off the win. She's limping, though. She is evidently limping now. The more this game goes on, we can see something is bothering her more and more. It looks to be an ankle.
Well, the courage as well as the skill level of Kleisnik, it's just great to see. Checho will inbound. Yvonne Anderson has it. Takes the ball screen. Just goes straight at it, far side of the ring for 2. What a tough move. And just as you said, where is that? I'm just going to play. Yvonne Anderson goes to the hoop for 2. Winterburn trying to answer for Great Britain. She picks it up, she's got no pass. Now Fagbenley's got it. Got to stay out of her way. Puts it on the floor, gets to the far side of the ring, is fouled on the way up, and she'll shoot two. And you like, give the girl some space to play.
Yep. Get it in, run some sets, maybe set some flare screens. Don't cut to the basket. That whole key area should be hers.
It's the one stat we talk about all the time that never really ever improves overall, is it? Free throw shooting is just 0 for 2 again. Fagbenley gets it off to Wigwam, way and one. 4 missed free throws for Great Britain in the last 20 seconds, you know, whatever.
32 seconds.
Yeah. Wigwam shooting 50% from the line at the moment. Chance to make this a 2-point game with 9:30 to go. A place in the quarterfinals of women's EuroBasket on the line. That's 0 for 5, but Fagbenley can't secure it. And then it becomes mental for both teams from the line. Anderson back at the point. It's interesting. Oh, because Chejo's in the game. She's going to have to. And she got pushed in the back to go to the free throw line, I assume. Have a little bit of sympathy with Kreisnick's question. You know, if you're pushing in the back like there, not really sure what sort of action that is. But in the same breath, that type of action has been there the whole game. What do they call it? Actually, she's stepping out. Jankovic has stepped in.
Right now came into the game for serve and deckage. I think whoever she has to guard, as far as a Great Britain post player, they got to go to her. They got to run plays to her.
Comes down with another defensive rebound. Interburn will advance the basketball. Chajo. Harrigan outside. Hasn't really scored since she had that little period in the first half. Robb comes off the screen. Great Britain at 5 on the shot clock. Turn it over again. And Anderson in transition steps through. That's going to be a blocking foul they've called, and 2 shots for Anderson.
I'm wondering if, you know, for me it looked like an offensive foul, but her feet have to be outside that semicircle. So here's a good defense by Nogic. And, well, we can't see the semicircle from that position.
I mean, Wallace has the foul trouble now with 4, which is such a big loss for Great Britain. Anderson, missing free throws is contagious, obviously.
Yeah, both teams shooting around 50% from the free throw line. Well, now Serbia 47%.
Makes the second. Conway would advance it, needs a pass right now, but Chajo is face guarding Winterburn, who now gets it back. 10 on the possession. Winterburn, cross court, Harrigan puts it on the floor, gets it back to Winterburn, 5 on the clock, puts it up, way short. Ball kept alive. Anderson will skip it, extra pass. Nogic turns down a shot, great pass. Jankovic with a 2 and 1. Super pass,
Yeah.
great read.
You thought Nogic was going to shoot it. Instead, she attacks the closeout and finds a wide open Jankovic. And also the execution of the pass, not just to see it, but to be able to make that pass.
Rob's going to sit. Three-point play completed. Jankovic. That's something no one else has managed to do in a little while. Gale getting into the half court. Really not moving at all off the ball. Anderson all over Gale. Winterburn is foul.
That's a great sweep. You talk about that when you're over pressured, especially if the defender is kind of handsy like Chacho. We've seen Chacho come up with a lot of screens because defenders are, the offensive person is sweeping the ball around their, up shoulder length, head height, and that's easy for her to go for the steal. You sweep it below her arms, it's an easy call for the referees. So good job there by Winterburn to get, the pressure defense off of her.
Winterburn has it with a new full team. Like Benley gets it high. You would like her to get it low if you're a Great Britain fan. Winterburn curls. Goes inside, turns it over as Anderson collects. Gonna be a threat. Here's Anderson. Gets to the foul line and kicks. The extra pass. Chajo is off. And Great Britain dodged that bullet. As Nick will get it back and Anderson will manage the time. 7.5 to go. Anderson turns the corner, leans back, is blocked. Ball goes out of bounds with 0.9. And never would a team need to get a stop with 0.9 on the clock because Great Britain have just gone very flat in the last minute or so.
Yeah, good job there, Gale, reading the jump shot, fade away, gets the block. 0.9, you said it, they need to stop. And they got it. And they turn it right back over.
Well, going back to Great Britain, it's almost Nuggets tried too hard. If she let it stand
just
up.
let it go out, yeah. Right.
Wilkinson's going to check in with 7:16 to go. Harrigan's going to step out. I think your requirement statement, whatever, that Holly Winterburn needs to be a threat right now is because Serbia are really trying to collapse in on Fagbenle and Agwenwe. Wilkinson doesn't put it on the floor. Winterburn with 10 on the possession. Tries to turn the corner. To the corner, Gal gives it back to Winterburn. Lines up the three. From deep, it's good. And Winterburn goes to 13 personal. Anderson to the corner. Vukovic puts it on the floor, gets to the middle. Kleisnik, great seal.
She hobbles back on the defensive end.
Winterburn having made the three. Fagbenle.
Right now, again, I think you got to get Fagbenle in the post, though. I'd love for Fagbenle to go one-on-one when the double team comes. Oh.
Or make the three.
I'll just stop talking right now.
No. I'm with you. Strokes the three back to a 4-point game. Now Great Britain need to stop Serbia, who found some rhythm in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Anderson has it. Jankovic in the post. He's not going to go there. Kleisnik again, putting on an unbelievable performance at the minute. On one leg, perhaps. Foul called. Fagbenle picks up the personal. It's not exactly the quickest roll by Kleisnik at the moment, but she still does a great job creating space.
She's still very smart.
5:53 to go. 54-50, place in the quarterfinal at Women's EuroBasket at stake.
It looks like Anderson has to come off because she has some blood on her as well.
Now steps in. Again, is that 3-guard set where everybody can shoot the basketball for Serbia. Great Britain look like they're showing the zone. Nogic wide open, lines up the three, is short, and Great Britain dodged the bullet. Casual puts it on the floor, stops and pops and knocks down the two. And if you're going to offer the three, you've got to box out. Winterburn finds Wilkinson in the half court. Went way for two.
Great hands, great catch, strength with the ball just to go up. She was almost triple teamed by the time Nogic came over and helped side there.
Ivanovic gets into half court, Chadjo. Jankovic has really been effective since she's entered the floor. Nogic wants to score, goes with the left hand, is fouled on the drive, too much body. Does a great job getting ahead of the defender.
She's such a great shooter, so she can come off, give you a little, you know, sort of hesitation, raise her eyes like she looks like maybe she's going to go into her jump shot. Defender, you know, gets that step out, and then she just sort of crosses over. Because I don't think she's incredibly quick. I think she's quick, but she's not quicker than Wilkinson, for example. But I think she just got Wilkinson to stand up a little, even just with a little eye look up at the shot, up at the rim. Nogic missing free throws. I'm not sure I would have said that.
She's caught that missed free throw. Contagious problem that everybody seems to have. Makes the second 5-point game. Great Britain down 5 with the basketball. Winterburn will advance it. And if it's not broken, if the Great Britain don't fix it, if Grenway needs the ball, doesn't get it, they go high. Wilden misses the foul line jump shot. But Bentley and Wallace still have 4 each for Great Britain. 4:41 to go. What do you do, coach? Do you get them in there, or do you wait a little longer?
I mean, it's a 5-point game. Absolutely, I would put Bentley and Wallace back in the game. Zero hesitation.
Well,
especially if they score here.
Behind the back, Jovanovic trying to create one off the glass. Oh, gets the roll. Strong move to the ring.
Also, we just saw Feg Bentley. She's up at the scores table, but I think Wallace needs to be up there as well.
Here's Winterburn. And Wilkinson throws it away. This is when Serbia's experience, and Serbia being in these situations so often in the last, what, 10, 15 years? Harrigan comes back, still no Wallace.
Need to dig down, get a couple stops in a row here. Great Britain, maybe some quick scores on the other end. They got to go into Fag Bentley. She's going to be guarded by
Allison Jovanovic goes down low. Jankovic is fouled by Winterburn. And with 4.1 seconds left on the possession, Serbia will go to the free throw line. Wallace comes back right now. The difficulty for Serbia now is that Great Britain have more perimeter threat if they try and collapse in. Jankovic misses the first of the free throws. Goes 0 for 2.
free throw shooting, Mark.
Oh,
look at this though.
Feg
Bentley, oh what a pass.
For 2. Winterburn with another assist.
Great heads up pass, saw her big, running the floor hard. It's not just a heads up pass, that was a pinpoint pass. She caught it exactly where she needed to.
Grenway out in the lane, Jankovic just about saves it. Ivanovic off the screen, looks at her options. Oh, Nogic lifts, steps up to the 3, got it.
What a big time play by Nogic.
16 personal. And that'll put Serbia into the penalty with 3 to go, but ticky-tacky with everything else that's going on. 8-point game. It's getting to that point where Great Britain simply have to score.
I don't think you need to rush it.
No.
You don't need to put up bad shots, but you need to run a couple right here.
Benley for 2 is good.
Absolutely, but I think they can run these kind of systems. They don't need to be out from an out-of-bounds play.
No.
Yeah, they're going to bump her, maybe get Winterburn a little bit more free throw line extended. You got to go inside right now to Fred Benley.
Anderson backs it out, trying to manage time and possession now. Anderson goes out Winterburn, spins back to the middle. Open, Jankovic is blocked. Grunwick really closed out long, and Winterburn again leads the floor. Needs a pass, and she has no pass. In fact, Benley, the only one to recognize. Great defense by Kleisnik. Just super defense.
You had 2 defenders on the ball, and no one was aware. The Great Britain, whoever was open, I think it might have been Harrigan.
Yep.
It was her defender. You need to come up.
Everybody just getting too much space. Here's Anderson, she backs out. The deep 3 is off, and Kleisnik, almost on one leg, comes up with another play.
You said it, on one leg.
Ivanovic, time ticking away here. Ivanovic handles it, kicks it. Nogic is short. Winterburn has a chance to run. She has numbers. Looks to push, needs a pass right now. Wallace puts it on the floor and kills the break. Winterburn gets it off, little give and go. Nice pass to Agrenway. 4-point game with 1:19 to go, and Great Britain give themselves hope, and Serbia take the timeout.
Great passing there by Great Britain. Winterburn gave it up to Feg Bentley, and then just great read. I think she wanted to go for the handoff. She was denied, over-pressured, so she backdoored Feg Bentley, and then Winterburn caught the ball to realize that help side was coming and able to dish it off. I mean, it's a 4-point game. There's a minute 20 left. If they can get a stop right here, right now, it's anyone's game.
And then to come out and look if you can attack. Tina, samo traži dole. Čim ona krene, znači napravi... Daleko je lopta, ne može odavde. Ne, ali zato što žurimo, zato što im on dođe. You come only here and you get up. Okay, hey, ready. We're calling quick pick if it's zone. Okay, quick pick if it's zone. 3, ovdje je traži, you go deeper and then come up.
Oh, Malcolm, it's really clear to Anderson. You're going right here before you come back. Pick against the zone to get something. Sean, you can't say enough great things about Tina Kleisnik.
You can see that she is not 100% healthy. I'm not even sure if you could say she's 50% healthy. She looks like she is playing on one leg as we see the double-double there. 13 points, 13 rebounds for Nigwe. Great game. She's the best rebounder in this tournament.
Well, if there was ever a time she needed to rebound, it's right now for Great Britain. Anderson has it. Great Britain show man-to-man coming out of the timeout. Which needs a pass. Anderson comes back to her. The better pass, she was going to go up. Anderson for 2 is short. Kleisnik gets a piece of it but can't secure it. Great Britain have an opportunity to cut it to 2 or 1 on this possession. Harrigan can't take too long with it. Down to 10 on the possession. Wraps it. Feg Benley for 3 is way off. They keep it alive, but Nogic comes down with a defensive rebound. And then Great Britain go to sleep as Jankovic gets the 2.
64-58.
Well, they did what they needed to do. They got a defensive stop on that possession after the timeout by Serbia. And then offensively, not a real good look and it looked like Fed Bentley maybe got hit in the nose because she was a little bit slow to get back, and just know, got to protect the rim.
We put Kiki here, Demi, Holly with the ball here,
Great Britain with Coach Busetta drawing up for the play.
Go there, to that corner. Christine
Will probably advance the ball, do you think?
Demi, like that. Christine, like that.
Yeah, I mean, 37 seconds left, you're down 6. You don't have to go for a 3, but you got to go, in my opinion, you got to go for a quick look. It'd be great if they had a quick look, maybe underneath the Fed Bentley. That's your first option out of the out-of-bounds play, and then she's not open, have another quick system maybe for a shooter. You got to shoot. You want to try and get a stop, get a shot up, 2 points or a 3-pointer. Then you need to go for a steal. You need to pick up full court. I guarantee you, Malkovich, even if Great Britain scores, she's not gonna call a timeout. So you got to get up, full court pressure, go for a steal. If you don't get a steal quick, you probably got to start fouling. No harm in fouling with the way both these teams have been playing, really shooting from the free throw line. Serbia 11 to 23. Obviously, you would imagine that the GB coaches all know that, and they're going to say, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's get a score and foul quickly.
Well, both coaches have one timeout left, one coach challenge each. Both teams in the penalty. Harrigan gets it. Winterburn, they can't take too long here. Harrigan goes inside to Bentley. They're taking a long time to get a baseline jumper for 2, and Bentley makes it.
Right here, I don't know where Harrigan's going. You got to get up. You got to get up and go for a steal. Go ahead.
Anderson is going to go long. Inkovic.
For me, you got to foul. It's all right. Go ahead, foul.
Had to foul. Probably had to foul earlier once it was in. 17.4 seconds on the clock. Serbia will shoot the throws. Jankovic has been a real positive contributor as they scramble up to 50% from the free throw line. This to make it a 6-point game. She ran over the line. 2-possession game still though. 17.4 to go. Coach Busetta takes a timeout. He needs something out of the sideline play now. They've got no time.
He's going to have to communicate, set up a quick shot, sideline play, communicate what he wants exactly on defense. If he has time, he's going to have to talk about what their next offense is going to be because he has no more timeouts. Try to listen in.
Demi here, Christine, okay, Kiki, and Sydney. Now, we do that. It's big. Kiki for Demi. Demi goes like that. She gets the ball. You go back, go for Holly, shoot 3 points, okay? And then Kiki after this also.
It's almost a surprising stat that Serbia have more in the paint points than Great Britain.
All right, okay, let's go, ladies. Give me a 3, 1, 2, 3.
Great Britain have shot the 3 better than Serbia, but Serbia have made some big threes in the last 2 minutes of this game. The execution out of bounds has to be spot on to create the opportunity to get the quick release. Winterburn will handle it. Great Britain, no timeouts now, down 5 with the ball on the sideline. Like Bentley to the post, they're going to double team that. Knocked out of bounds. Bentley in the post, has to come all the way to the 3-point line. Winterburn gets the 3 away, is way off. Anderson has it. They're not fouled yet. Kleisnik's got it. And then Winterburn fouls 6 seconds after the change of possession. Tina Kleisnik really, really apt that she's on the free throw line right now. Makes the first, she's trying to ice this. This will make it a 3-possession game if she scores. And as small as hope as 8.1 seconds is, 3 possessions, impossible. Just doesn't get it. Great Britain's got to get something up, get it up quickly. Winterburn from outside the 3-point line catches the iron. And Serbia just out-battled Great Britain. An attritional game, 66-60, and just Serbian heads-up play down the stretch secures the 6-point win. They will progress to the quarterfinal and a classic meeting against Belgium.
Yeah, you said it right. Battled it was tonight for both these teams. 66-60, that's a low-scoring game, especially for a team like Serbia, who you mentioned it at the start, Mark. They average over 20 points a game just off of turnovers, you know, scoring just around 79 points per game. So for Great Britain to hold them to only 66 points, they have to hold their heads up high. They had an opportunity, they had a chance to win this game, so it is gonna sting. But I don't feel like they should go away with more negatives than positives of what they have accomplished and done in this tournament. Yeah, this Serbian team maybe isn't the Serbian team that we saw back in 2021, but it's still a Serbian team on paper that has a lot of veterans and a lot more experience than Great Britain. So there you see the stats. You know, we do know some of those stats are a little bit off. Great Britain were forced into quite a few turnovers, 17 turnovers. They didn't really let Serbia get out and run off of them, and their turnovers came in groups, and that's what really hurt them. It was 2, 3, even 4 turnovers, bad shots by Great Britain in a row, and it became dangerous, and that's when you saw Serbia sort of, it gave them energy.
Yeah.
And that's what their defense gives them energy on offense. And when they can't get those turnovers, those steals, when they can't frustrate the other team offensively, I don't think Serbia's offense is as good as it should be. And I think for the most part, Great Britain did a good job tonight, but they didn't have enough.
No, and you've got to take your hat off to Krajisnik. I thought Krajisnik was superb on the one leg.
On the one leg.
And just when you needed it down the end of the game, you made a point about the experience. The fact that Serbia scored more points in the paint really does indicate, to an extent, some bad decisions that GB put on the floor. Should have, could have, should have perhaps gone inside a little more. But then again, Serbian defense was trying to stop their primary options. At the end of the day, even though Serbia shot 48% from the free throw line, they managed somehow, through their experience, know-how, and just toughness, to get a win. And they're the last team you're going to want to play in a one-off quarterfinal game, because they just know how to win.
You said it, they know how to win. They've proven it time and time again. They've had off years. You mentioned it, Malkovich before the game has been, you know, downplaying the team. You know, seems typically she's disappointed in them even when they do end up winning. But I think it's because she also knows maybe that they have more potential than they're showing. That being said, there was a big turnover. And what I mean by big, it wasn't a crazy amount of players, but it was some of the best players that European basketball has ever seen in Jelena Brooks, Sonja Vasic. Those are big losses. Anna Dabovic for Serbia. So it is sort of a rebuilding year, but if anyone knows how to build a program and rebuild a team, it's Coach Marina Malkovich from Serbia.
So you're just seeing the highlights of just a phenomenal, tough performance by Serbia that completes the qualifications for the quarterfinals. They win it 66-60 and join Germany, Montenegro, and the Czech Republic in the quarterfinals. There's a rest day tomorrow. Check out the schedules. Every game now is do or die. You win, you stay in. You lose, you're into some classifications. And don't forget, top 6 will go to the Olympic qualifiers. So for me, Mark Clark, and Shona Thorburn, Hope you've enjoyed that one. It's bye from Ljubljana.
Selektorka, čestitke na plasmanu u četvrtfinale. Hajde prvo malo da analiziramo utakmici, da pričamo o onome što smo videli večeras i u prvom i u drugom poluvremenu.
Sve kao što je najavljeno. Izuzetno teška utakmica, ništa manje teška nego protiv Mađarske. Ova ekipa se gradi još od one